Exciting. What's
We're
exciting?
live.
We're going live where? Here at
So we're live. We're live on LinkedIn, the Naval X LinkedIn, and we're live on the Naval X YouTube.
Oh, get out of the city. You're kidding me.
Yes, we finally got everything back connected. So, hey, Naval X family. We got myself, Ashley Floyd. I'm an employee or on rotation with Naval X. And I got my friend Steve here at the summit stage, getting ready for the Agility Summit. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. I'm so nervous because we're live.
Yeah, so look, guys, we're testing some things, and one of the things about Naval X is that we like to just get on and just test and bring you guys into our tests. So if you guys are out there, you can hear us, you can chat us, you can write us some messages, and we'll be able to see it. I'll be able to see it. I don't know about Steve, but I'll be able to see your comments, and we can read them out and have a conversation. But guys, we wanted to tell you about the Agility Summit. So
that's what we're supposed to be talking about, not just anything. Just next week, September 14th. Here in Alexandria, Virginia, at the Naval X facility on Eisenhower. I think it's 5380 Eisenhower Avenue. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll be here for the Naval X, the third annual Naval X Agility Summit. We're going to feature a great panel talking about how a capability or how a needs makes its way all the way to a capability. We'll have some great folks from, hold on, I've got some help here to get me. Look at this, I have the Agility Summit brochure in front of me. So we've got a great panel, so we're going to have.
Hey, so if you want to talk about it, Steve, I'll share it with the audience. I got it up on my computer as well.
Yeah, share it out, we'll see. I'm trying to look at my phone at my phone here to see if we're live, like if I can see it, and I didn't get a notification that we were live. On LinkedIn, but we're going to keep going and test this out. So we'll have a panel here. The Marine Corps Intel folks are going to be here to talk about how their process works to go from a need from a Marine forward in the battle space all the way to a capability and then deliver to them in the battle space. So that'll be fun and a little bit provocative at times of maybe folks not agreeing on the panel and so forth. So that'll be a good time. Then we've got the keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker will be Dr. Rich Carlin from ONR, Code 36 Actual. So he'll be here to talk about what he's done with innovation within his space at ONR. And that's, again, we're starting Tuesday here at 5380 Eisenhower Avenue, Alexandria, Virginia, the Naval X facility, and kickoff time is at 09:15. Get here early. You might be able to listen to a few pieces from the Marine Corps Band. We got the Marine Corps Band from Quantico, Virginia, coming up here to play a few tunes for us, and then also the national anthem. And then once we
wait a second.
What do you mean? Wait a second. What's the problem?
The Marine Corps Band is coming to the Naval X facility to play?
What? Who? Well, look, Ashley, what do you think? You're dealing with a bunch of rookies here?
Okay, so let me tell you why I'm so passionate about that. Hey, Miguel, I saw Miguel. I'm actually working with him for a Warfare Center event as well. So what's going on, Miguel? I want to give a shout out to him. But wait a minute. Steve, did you know that I was a band geek back in the day? You know, American Pie, they mentioned, this one time at band camp, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember the movie, but I didn't know you were a band geek.
I played the trumpet for 8 years, and I literally just took my trumpet out of the shop a few months ago, and I want to start playing again because I said I wanted to get back into my musical ear, and it was a fun thing. And so I literally just got my trumpet out, and I love symphonies. I love bands. I went to Bugs Bunny Symphony at the not the Kennedy Center, at Wolf Trap down in Virginia.
So
great.
You've had a renewal here of Ashley. Like Ashley, I'm going to tell everybody you got some new digs that you just moved into. You're looking at different opportunities that are out there as you end your rotation here and go back to Carter Rock, and you're picking up your instrument from back in the day, as the kids say, and you're going to start playing your trumpet again. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah, literally. I have books in my Amazon cart now to purchase of songs I want to play.
Look at you. You should be super proud of yourself. That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm showing them. I'm showing people. So I got the keynote panel, how the Dawn needs to become a capability.
Yeah.
That's
So
going to be
that's
on the
it.
global stage.
Yep. And then we'll have so also too. We're really looking at what the some of the atmospherics that are happening in the United States here today. So we have you can't see it here in the camera, but there's a big garage door here at the Naval X, and there's another garage door at one of the other event stages that we're gonna have. Both of those doors will be open. There'll be some outdoor tents. So we'll have some covered tents. We'll also have presenters out there. So actually, as you go through that, the agenda there, or the I guess it would be the program event. Excuse me, event program. You'll see these different tracks of presenters that are going to be talking about their technologies, how you can work with them better. Maybe you can actually like listen to them and say, oh, I have got something that may be able to help you. So this nice little collision space that's going to go on. Those folks will be out under some tents, and then also broadcasting from, I think some folks can see me up here on the stage. They'll also be up on the stage as well.
Yeah. So let me tell. So one of the tracks I got up on the stage is the accelerating technology to the Department of the Navy. That's one of the tracks, and that's going to be on there. And like, if you guys need emails, like post in the chat, and we'll actually get this out to you. If you haven't heard, we put it on our LinkedIn. Register, come in person, come online. So that's one of the ones to get you guys involved. But hey, I got so two things while I'm going through and showing some of the things we're going to be talking about on the screen. Can you answer this question a little bit better? And look, we say, hey, Kevin. So we got another Naval X alumni. Shout out to Kevin Burnett.
That's my boss. Don't tell him
yes.
I'm here. He might get upset.
But yeah, look, so we got a question. It says, I knew nothing about this, and I knew nothing about Naval X. Is this an OTA agency like AFWorks? What is Naval X?
No, Naval X. Well, Naval X is not an OTA agency like AFWorks. Very different in how we run our business. Naval X was created. Number one reason to create it is also to bring tech bridges, which you can learn more about, but to bring tech bridges out to the nation and across the globe now to allow non-traditional, so those small businesses, better access to us Navy scientists, well, engineers like you and Ling and Mike and the others that are here, the access to the engineers and program managers like myself to bring in their technologies and show off what they've done. And then we also would share with them some of our gaps and needs to make that happen better. And then also Naval X was created, one of these, the culmination event here, this summit, is also to bring together folks from around the workforce. So Govies, and believe it or not, there's a lot of us in the Department of Navy. The Department of Navy has one of the largest workforces. I mean, I think it's the largest workforce compared to the Army and the Air Force.
I think it is too.
Warfare center type of stuff. So we always don't know, much to embarrassment sometimes, we always don't know what's going on at these different laboratories and warfare centers. So this is an event here to where we get to collide with each other, talk with each other, what we're doing, and then bring it together in a cohesive way and deliberately share information with each other so we can start working across different warfare centers to create efficiencies on all resources, not just funding, but thought resources as well. So those folks thinking about different things to bring them together and then generate better ideas, because there's never such a thing that one person has all the ideas or one group of people. It's really an eclectic group that gets together to generate ideas and create innovation. So that's what Naval X is. Now, that said, as we bring those people in from our naval warfare centers, so like you may have heard of Crane, you may have heard of Port Hueneme, you may have heard of Carter Rock, where Ashley's from. I'm from Nywick Land, Nywick PAC. Those are the people that have access. Those are our federal labs that have access for you to be able to do things like PIAs, TIAs, OTAs, CRADAs, contracting authority. So if you want to know what some of those acronyms are, maybe you should come over to the Naval X Summit next week and ask those questions, or we can answer them here. I have no problem with that either. But those are the folks, those are the warfare centers, the federal labs that have the power to do that, So that's what Naval X is just really here for, is to connect you with that. It's almost like a broker, if you will. I always use that term while I was on rotation here. A broker to connect you with those right folks to help you get to where you need to be. And we've done that, and Kevin's online. He's done that actually with a small business, a SBIR Phase 2 that he received from the Air Force, picked it up within the Navy, the Department of Navy, through NIWC land. And now he's taking that to a SBIR Phase 3, that small business, and also putting that on one of our cloud service providers within the Navy. So, I mean, voila, there it's actually happening where we brought something from Phase 2 in a different service all the way to the Navy to allow us to use it. That's a long-winded answer. I shouldn't have gone on so long. Back to you.
Well, no, that's good because, sometimes I forget that, we haven't done these in a while. People don't still know what Naval X is. We do a lot of cool things. We post a lot of cool things. We share what other government organizations are doing. We make a lot of partnerships along the way. But we haven't done the hey, this is Naval X and what we're here for, how we can be utilized, right? And so one thing I'd like to show. Miguel Ramirez said Naval X is a team of superstars. Great work, team. Even alumni. So I'm going to join Steve in the alumni club in about 3 weeks and stuff, and so carry the weight of Naval X back out into the world officially, right? Another one, someone else put them here. Let me see. Luis Santiago said you should do an interagency opportunity with JHU APL. Now I don't know what those acronyms mean because I'm very bad with them.
Johns Hopkins University APL, the Applied Physics Lab. So yeah, come on down. We can't pay for it. So here's part of what the rotationals are here at through our Johns Hopkins APL friend there. We are on loan. We are not permanent personnel here. So, and not maybe working capital funded. That's a whole story. But also, so if you just imagine the commanding officers who own the warfare centers, and also the SysComs and also the PEOs around the Navy, and even active duty at times, they allow us to come here. So they pay for our labor, they pay for our travel to be here as part of this group. There's no real funding behind this. So if Johns Hopkins University, right up the road here in Baltimore, Maryland, if they said, hey, we would really like to do something with you, come on down. We just had Marina from DAU come here and do a tour for 6 months. Now, DAU, I think it was the Mr. Kelly or someone like that, the vice president of DAU, said, hey, we see positive reason to do this. We're gonna put Marina there. And I'll tell you what, by putting her here, she really allowed us access into DAU and have a better relationship with DAU across the Navy. I'm actually working a podcast for Kevin online here through DAU for their small business programs there. So again, Johns Hopkins University, come on down, talk to our director, Captain Van Buskirk, call sign Nut, and Captain Van Buskirk would talk with your director at Applied Physics Lab, and you could do a tour here for 6 months or a year.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that too? DAU is trying to send 2 people to Naval X now. So I don't know if their names has been announced, but I was on those interview panels, and the 2 people that are coming going to be working with us is the Center for Adaptive Warfighting, which is pretty much a part of Naval X that gets down into the weeds and teaches Marines, sailors, all the branches of the military and government personnel, design thinking, how to facilitate, and also military scrum master, agile scrum techniques. And so, yeah, 2 people from DAU are coming, just like 2 people from Carter Rock are now going to be on board. 2 have been on board. So, yeah, it's funding coming from the other organizations, but even being able to help out with this. So the people that help make this Agility Summit possible, they're all in rotational from rotations of other organizations. So shout out to Ling. She always hates this because she doesn't like being on screen. However, all the brains behind the operation, her and her cohort been fantastic on loan. Ling is an employee with Puget. Wait, no.
She's with Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. Gotcha.
She's a detachment out of San Diego where we have a submarine. I wouldn't say. I think it's a maintenance facility. I was going to say repair, but I think it's a maintenance facility.
Yeah.
Sorry
Right?
about that.
I was like,
Right,
man,
my
what
lanyard
was
on there, it says that Mike
Gotta represent, right?
from Portsmouth catchment. He gave me-
Yeah. Oh, Alan Yeager said hi too. He said, "Hello, Steve."
I
Go,
love
Steve.
my
You've been
Alan.
growing.
I'm going to see Alan in a couple weeks. I'm going to see you next week, and then I'm going out to Port Hueneme for his ANTX. So I want to cover that, but let's go back in time. So in the event program, Ashley, on page 15, you can see there's a CAW presentation. So I think Mike Lavery, he's the leader of the CAW team lead for that. He's going to do a presentation, and if you go to the website, it's
I don't know what they're.
secnav.navy.mil/agility.
Naval agility.
So secnav.
But I don't know the.
Navy.mil/agility.
Naval agility.
You can
Let me
fetch
zoom in. You
the
said
event-
page 15, right?
What's
I don't
that?
know the password.
You said page 15, right? Oh, there we go.
Page 15,
Wait,
you'll
what?
see it in here. So you can
Jane
fetch the
Dorn
agility,
Street.
the agility summit program from that
Oh my God,
site
I'm not
and
gonna-
download it and take a look at it and see who's gonna be here. Now, Alan, I think Alan is also gonna do, let me get a thumbs up from Ling. Is Alan gonna do a presentation about the Coastal Trident ANTX? On Tuesday, and so the ANTX, the Advanced Naval Tactical Exercise. Here's a great venue for small businesses, and I think large businesses too, but for small businesses to really, I'm gonna use the word, apply their wares to the Navy. These are venues that happen throughout the year at our warfare centers. And what happens there, Alan runs it differently than others, so they're all run differently, but you bring your technologies. Could be an underwater drone or just a piece of software that you have. You bring it to those ANTXs, you talk with Alan, and I think it's Brendan Applegate that actually runs that out there for Port Hueneme, the NAVSEA Crane Division, Port Hueneme. And they'll take a look at it, bring you in, and you come on your own dime, but you get to show your wares to people like me, who come from different warfare centers to visit Alan out of Port Hueneme during the Coastal Trident ANTX and see what goes on. Now, the other thing good about this is I think Alan's got a super simple URL for his ANTX. I think it's called antx.org.
That's it?
I think it is.
Okay.
So Alan, correct that maybe in the comments there. But if you go there, you'll learn about Coastal Trident ANTX. And you can also Google that, and it comes right up on your search engine or your search engine screen. So yeah, the big crescendo for that happens next week on the 23rd of this month, I think, right? I think it's the 23rd. They're having a virtual day on the 22nd, and then September 22nd on September 23rd, they're having the actual event. So I'll be there for that. If you want to come out, I'll be there. You can talk to me about whatever, and I'll send you to somebody smarter than me to get you where you need to be, because that's part of our mission too, is to connect you with the right people. And also for small businesses listening to this, and anybody in industry-based or academia, one of our big picture things here is that we don't want to send you on the tour around the Navy looking for the right person to talk with. Like our job, I've been doing this a little while, I can get you nearest to the right person. I can get you really into the center of the target of where you want to be by understanding your technology.
It's funny, I
and
was gonna
talking with you.
ask
So
if that
actually,
had to do
back to you, I'm dominating the conversation as usual.
No, look, it's great because I love having actual conversations on screen because I'll have a conversation with the audience or just by myself. I'm not crazy, I promise. But I did want to say that Alex did. Alan posted the and so I put that up on the screen for those that are interested. Another one, someone is going to that Space Force event. Jason Lawrence Lind said he's Stan Crystal is attending that inaugural Space Force event on October 9th. That's pretty cool.
Oh, look at you.
Let's see, yeah. But yeah, one of the things too, just kind of coming on here to tell you guys about the Agility Summit. Also, we're testing some equipment. It's going to be a big thing. So, it is government and government contractors are invited to come in person. But we'll be live on LinkedIn the whole time in the Washington D.C. area, Northern Virginia, I'll get the link and we can post it underneath this video. But I just wanted to see if you guys had any questions about what's going on. We have the agenda. The agenda's online, but it's going to be fantastic. Like Steve earlier in the conversation, for those that just joined us, was just talking about the different speakers we're going to have, different tracks about empowering the workforce, how to build better communities in the Department of the Navy. What are some of the other tracks?
Well, let me talk about one that I enjoy talking about. It's the Fab Lab, the fabrication lab from NOC AD. So Pax River NOC AD under NAVAIR. This is for our gubbies out there that are listening, and active duty as well. So NOC AD, Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division, has this 38-foot trailer that they'll trailer to your location. And it's got a laser printer in there, or a laser cutter. It's got some 3D modeling tool. I mean, it's a fabrication lab to come down and help you. I just learned this word here about 2 years ago when I joined Naval X, ideate on challenges. So if you've got a problem, let's say at Beaufort, South Carolina. Beaufort, South Carolina, there's a fixed wing unit down there, Marine Corps Air Wing down there. And they've got a challenge with one of their fixed wing. They don't know what to do. And they want the Fab Lab to come down. The Fab Lab will trailer down there and help you ideate on challenges. They would love to do that. The same thing at Cherry Point. They would love to go to Cherry Point and help you think about what you were doing with your rotary aircraft there or your fixed wing aircraft. Just help you think, or New River on the East Coast. I don't know if they'll trailer all the way to the West Coast, but on the East Coast, they definitely want to do that. Now, in that same vein, when we talk about the Fab Lab coming from NOC AD, we'll also have a track here, the Marine Maker Program. So the Marines, at each of the MEPs, the 3 MEPs around Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, Camp Pendleton's, California and San Diego, and then what we call, I think it's called Camp Butler, or Camp Camp Butler is the entire camp out there in Okinawa, Japan. They've created these maker spaces for Marines. So in the maker space, I've been to the one at TUMEP under a second MLG, Marine Logistics Group. You can go there, and there's a covey of Marines that second MLG has allowed to be there working at the maker space with 3D printers, with bending metal. You want to bend some metal or weld something, they've got access to that. You want to do some computer software development, they have limited access to that too. But you can go there and ideate with them. And guess what? If they can't figure it out, they pick up the phone, and the maker spaces are brought to you by Marine Corps Systems Command, Captain Audette. If they can't figure it out, they do a call up to one of the warfare centers or to Naval X, and then you get professional scientists that come down from NOC AD, and they help you better ideate on your challenge. And if you can't even figure out what you want, that's when you call Naval X or one of your warfare centers to help you think better about what you're trying to do. And like, you get the what's your requirement? What are you really trying to do? Well, I don't know. Well, that's what we have the call for. So the call is the Center for Adaptive Warfighting. But don't think of it as adaptive warfighting. It's human-centered design. It helps you think better and articulate your ideas better so you can better get to the need, the capability that you want. We don't have to go find a rock, when you're in the old game of like, hey, go find me something. And that's the wrong something. Go find me something else. This helps you think better through your ideas and get you to where you want to be. So that all is part of what Naval X mission is, and then push it out as all the way down to the lowest level. And actually, what is it? They trained in the cause something like 1,000 Marines.
Oh no! We're pushing 6,000 by now in the last last 2.5 years. And so, a cool thing about what's happening. So, if you guys have ever attended any of the Center for Adaptive Warfighting courses, you pretty much have one person kind of leading the efforts with volunteers like the entire time. I think it started off with 2, went down to 1. It's been 1 for a while, but we're actually bringing on a team of 4 to scale Center for Adaptive Warfighting on a higher level, get it out to all of the different SysComs, get it out to all of the different military bases, literally scaling it, training the trainers, and putting the information in all of their hands. So yeah, a little over 5,600 people in the last couple of years. So it's like we're trying to match that in like the next year. So big things with that.
That's great. Are there any other questions in there or comments?
Yeah, someone said, how about Navy SBR contractors? Can they attend? I believe the answer is yes. You know, being on contract, PA partners, and government personnel, military personnel can come in person.
Yeah. Is that a CIBR partner? That what do they say?
Yeah, they're a CIBR contractor.
Yeah, we're taking so now there's a limit of participants, and Lynn can talk more about that if she wants to come on mic. But yes, if you're an industry partner, don't have a contract with the Navy or anybody, and want to just see what's going on, you're invited. If you're a CIBR Phase 2, CIBR Phase 1 awardee, you're invited. So we're not closing the door to anyone. And like I said, we'll bring a mask. We're doing the mask thing. So bring a mask so we can stay safe. And we've also, Lynn just today confirmed it, got it. We're going to have some proper tents outside. We're going to have airflow. We're gonna be following the rules as much as possible to make sure we stay safe. But please bring a mask and yeah, come in, and we're gonna have the parking lot open here that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I mean, so what about backstage crew? Are you guys doing all the tests? I heard you guys chatting in the background, so that's making sure you guys are all good to go as well. But yeah, if you guys have questions about like Naval X, so like so Steve, like what did Naval X do for your career? So you were at NIWC Glance in one position, and then now you're working with PEO-MLB. How about that?
Yeah, well, I don't know what it did for my career. I love Kevin and I love working for Kevin, but I've been 18 years working at NIWC Glance with Marine Corps Intel. I'm a former Intel, Marine infantry, and then Intel. But anyway, I love Marine Corps Intel. I know it frontwards and backwards, ground intel to SIGINT intel to so forth. And I don't know all the different wavelengths and all that we've done, but I know, but I loved it, right? I'll tell you what it did for me here and what it did for my command. The biggest thing, if you can do a residency, I'm going to say residency because I learned a lot on the residency, being here, for a full year on site, and even during COVID. But even if you could do, where you live, like we have a few members that, stay at their home station and then they fly here or they visit.
Oh yeah, I figured it's over.
But the biggest thing it's done for me was expose me to the entire RDA command, the research development and acquisitions community, I should say. It's opened my eyes to how things is supposed to work, not supposed to work, and how they do work. So I learned all of that, was able to take that back to my command. So, but again, if you've seen me here, you've met me before, I'm a strong personality and, that kind of a thing. So I really, when I learn something and I take it back to my command, like I want to tell everybody, like, hey, here's how it's supposed to work, or here's maybe what we're not supposed to be doing, or hey, here's a connection we should really have at our warfare center. And you'll see that if you come to the Agility Summit, you'll see that with our T2 community, especially our oh my goodness, T2, tech transfer, our tech transfer community. Like I would have never met Alan Yeager. I would have never met Troy Clark. I would have never met Holly Gardner. I would have never met Diana Teal and what they do at their warfare centers. So by meeting them, visiting their warfare center, understanding what they do, I was like, wow, they really do this here? That's like unbelievable, fantastic. And I want to continue to be your friend, just, not only because you're a super person, but because I also want to continue maybe to do some cross-organization business with you. And I call it business because we're in the business of, unfortunately, we're in the business of keeping, war, that kind of a thing. But we're in the business of keeping our country and nation safe. So sharing ideas back and forth. One of my biggest mentors, and I got to mention him here, is Rick Tarr. He's out I think he's up in Newport or Rhode Island drinking wine or something. I don't know what he's doing. But Rick has shown me so much about PIAs, OTAs, all of our agreements, non-power-based strategies. He's taught me a ton of stuff. So that when your commanding officer or whomever you work for, your director releases you to Naval X, that's what you come back with. So make sure you're sending the right person here. Like Ashley was, you can tell if you haven't seen her before, she is like out of the cannon every day, you know. But she really got involved and understands what folks do. Now she's taking that back to Carter Rock. She's just learned so much. I mean, that's my vision of you. Actually, I can't see you on camera, but I know you're out there, so I'm just pointing.
I'm here.
Yeah. So that's really the biggest thing that it's done for me in my career. It hasn't got me an advancement to the next rank or the next pay grade or any of that. What it's done though is made me a better professional acquisitions member of the RDA. I think that's the biggest walkaway.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, because I think some of those similar people at the different tech bridges, just knowing that network and like where I can go when my command wants to partner with different technologies or get into certain technologies. And a lot of it is like, you know, helping to reduce, rework and like help save the taxpayer dollars and not putting it in all these efforts of people doing the same thing, but then also leveraging them for, like one of the things is when Department of the Navy Sexual Assault and Prevention Program brought in Simon Sinek last year, we opened it up to our network. And then when we opened it up to our network, other agencies were able to come in, and we were able to all, like military, government forums, just come and get this amazing information in a time of need last summer when COVID hit, and similar with other things. So like these partnerships really have, I'm definitely I call myself a professional relationship builder, because it's all about, like who even when it comes to like working, like knowing the fleet, knowing the workforce at the shipyards, like knowing those things. So when I go back to my labs, when I go back into my jobs, and when I'm an advocate for technologies, I know the end user. And that's the biggest thing, bringing the end user to leadership and vice versa. So it's been great.
And I love name drop. I love name dropping people who necessarily don't get to do these lives and all this stuff, just to put their names out there. And at Carter Rock, it was Tink, another alumni, and you who introduced, maybe it was Tink, I'm not sure, but Gary Shields.
Lauren Hanyak too.
Yeah, well, Lauren Hanyak, that's her proper name. Sorry about that. Yeah,
no, but Tink, that's it. That's her too.
But Gary Shields up there at Carter Rock. Here's a fella that is absolutely like, you would meet him and say, oh my goodness, he's off his rocker. But he comes here with the best imaginative ideas. And I'll tell you, folks, like that's one thing we have almost lost. Almost. So don't. I know I'm going to take bad press for this. Almost lost within our Warfare Center Department of Navy is imagination. Gary brings more imagination.
Oh, you're on mute. I lost you. Can you hear me? Oh no, you went away. Well, one of the things, Steve, we lost audio for Steve, but one of the things that he
call him and ask him a thing, and I found that myself.
Steve, you cut out.
Sort of like yourself, Ashley, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to like? I don't even know what he's talking about, but I listened and wrote some notes, and I found myself connecting with him at least 3 or 4 times throughout the year. And still today, I connect with Gary because he's got great imagination, and he helps you take your idea a little bit further. So another great person that you meet within the Warfare Centers, and I would have never had the opportunity to meet Gary. And also Gary's used NavalX as a good platform to launch his ideas out there. So just another good thing here within the NavalX community. Ashley?
Yeah, no. You cut out a little bit. So when you were actually talking about Gary, it cut out right after you said sometimes.
Stop going live?
Huh?
No?
You're still live.
We're still live. Okay. Yeah. So and I can't see any questions because I'm not in front of a computer. Again, we're doing a test. We've got our test group back there. Who's preparing, and that was one of the biggest things too, preparing for this Naval Agility Summit was, I got here and I'm like, oh, we're going to set up tables and do all this other stuff. Well, let me tell you folks, Ling and Mike and her crew, like there's 4 of us really, right? But me, I don't do AV, but they have been spending the last couple of days exercising the equipment that we have here at NavalX. Now, as the former OPSO at NavalX with Captain Futcher, Frank Futcher, purchased a lot of this equipment. I always spent quite a bit of money on our on our AV system here. And it's always, we've always gotten it to work at the 50% level. It's sort of like when you buy a piece of software, you only use 20%. The Pareto's law, I think what they call it. You're going to use 20%, the other 80% you're not going to use. Well, they've taken it to the max. Quite frankly, I believe here is they've got our Vive down there. They've got our adjustable tables. They've got the networking half rack back there for AV. They've got everything working probably near the 80 to 85% capacity of what that gear does to bring this live event to you all week, well, all week long. I'm just going to say all week long. They've also used our PIA member here of how we get the space. Like, this is not rented by the Navy. This is an innovation space that comes through the PIA, which is
what's a
phenomenal.
PIA, Steve?
We would be able to do stuff.
Oh no, Steve, I lost you again. Hey, Steve. I lost him. Why isn't it shout out to Joseph? Hey,
Thank
Joseph.
you, Alan. Let me finish this spot. Sorry, folks. So they're going to the other side to make sure on the other stage side that they're set up and that we're going to be able to have speakers talk into the microphone, go through wires into the internet, and you hear them clearly. So it's really a great event for those who are going to log in virtually. Again, shoestring budget that we've been putting this together on, but it's going to be fantastic because we've brought dedicated people that are really motivated and have a high sense of wanting to make sure that we get this right. So if you see in the camera the shuttle tables around, don't worry about all that. Our main their main focus has been AV and getting that working right. So what's Alan say? Alan just texted me a picture. It says, listening to your voice on my way home, how can a Friday afternoon be any better? Ha ha ha. I don't know how it could be any better. I don't think we've gone live since I used to go live with Mohawk Matt, who's since rotated back to his command. Because again, we're all rotationals. Yeah, so this is pretty neat event for me and a treat to be able to do this. So if you're just tuning in and listening to me drone on, this is about the Naval X Agility Summit that goes on next week. Please take the time to go to this website. It's secnav.navy.mil/agility. And once you get to that page, so secnav.navy.mil/agility, you'll see as you're looking at the screen on the right side, scroll down a little, you'll see the events. So you'll see this program event and all this great information. Download that, take a look at it, just click on it in the front so you get introduced to this beautiful cover of the mountains and a summit. It took me years to figure out, like, why do we have mountains? I don't get the mountain thing. It's because there's a summit, see, I don't find. Anyway, so we've got the general parking, where you're going to park if you're going to be here. If you're going to be virtual, where to go to that website to see how to get here virtually. Who our keynote speakers going to be, what our panel is going to be talking about, and then the individuals who've taken the time to come here and present their ideas. Also at the very back, so when you go like, oh man, I don't see any times here, where are the times? Keep going, keep going. It's like when you're scrolling on Instagram or whatever, you're like, wait till the end, keep with it. Keep with it, go to the very end, you'll see the schedule of events that are at the back there. So please take the time. We know we can't have everybody here. That's why we're going to go virtual, and we're going to stream this virtually. I don't know exactly what else we're going to have virtual, but I know there is that website that you will find on the front cover, on the back cover, the bottom here of this brochure. So check that out. Again, if you have any challenges, like just you go to Naval X, and you send us a direct message in LinkedIn, or I think maybe Facebook, we monitor that. I don't know, I wish I had the social media person here. But
Oh yeah, I put
LinkedIn,
up LinkedIn, Facebook,
so
and Instagram.
Take a note. I don't know how to do this. Where do I get more information on this? You put that in there, somebody will get back with you for sure.
Absolutely.
So we had Ashley. We're talking.
Can you hear me, Steve?
The Agility Summit. Talking about how Alan enjoys listening to my voice on his way home. Hopefully he's made it home without getting into an accident. But I'd like to talk with you maybe just one more time about Alan's event. So we've got the Agility Summit this week on the 14th. It starts at 09:15 here in Alexandria, Virginia at 5380 Eisenhower Drive or 50. Oh, here it is right here. It's 5380 Eisenhower Drive, Suite C. However, parking, like if you're going to come here physically and be here, parking is going to be at the Victory Center, which is 5001 Eisenhower Avenue. And there's a map in here, just download from that website. So we've got this Agility Summit going on this week, and then next week out of Port Hueneme, California, in cooperation with the Port Authority and FathomWorks, geez, I don't know the commanding officer at Port Hueneme, my goodness. They're running an ANTX. So that is the ANTX is the Advanced Naval Tactical Exercise. This is their culmination of the ANTX, which has been going on for a couple of weeks. I believe the website is antx.org. I should look that up on my phone. But if you put in a Google string or if you use Bing, I don't even know what Bing is. I don't know what Google is. But you can go to Google or Bing or whatever your search engine of choice is and put in Coastal Trident ANTX. ANTX.
Can you guys hear me on the
website
Naval
will
side?
come up, and then you can go look for the different events that are going on there. I don't know if you can still register and attend. However, I know they're doing something virtually on September 27th or 22nd, excuse me, September 22nd. They're doing a virtual event. And then on the 23rd, they're doing a in-person physical event out there. So take a look at that. Send Alan all the questions, or if you have questions about ANTX or anything else, go to the Naval X. I guess you're on our site to get this live. Put some comments in there and say, hey, that crazy guy you had talking on forever and ever, he mentioned an ANTX or something going on in California. What is it? And we'll tell you more about it. What else do we have coming out? I don't know.
Can you
the
guys hear
schedule of events.
Can you hear me, Steve?
Yeah, I don't. But I can tell you in December, move fast forward here a little bit. December down in Charleston, South Carolina, I'm a NAWIC land employee. Down in Charleston, South Carolina, we're going to have the CDCA. So it's Charleston Defense Contractor Association is having their large venue down there. I think it'll be at the Coliseum or the North Charleston Convention Center. It's a large event down there, and you can register. And I believe it might be free registration to government. I don't know. Go check it out. This will prompt you to go look up CDCA, the Charleston Defense Contractor Association event in December. I think it's like the first week of December, 4th and 5th, something like that. Check that out. Take a look there. NIWIC Land will be there. So if you want to have a collision with some IPT, integrated product team leaders, the people who have funding to make things happen within the Navy, you can go there and talk with them. They'll be there. I know NIWIC Land does set up. I've done it before. We set up like they give us a large area down there at the CDCA, and they'll set up little like kiosks where you can come in and talk with us about, like, it's a brochure. It just sort of looks not as sexy as this, but it looks something like this, and it'll say, hey, at 2 p.m., Tom Jones will be talking about artificial intelligence and what he does within this IPT.
Oh, Steve.
And then if you have interest in artificial intelligence, or you have interest in some signals waveform, you can
I think they lost
go to
audio.
that area and then talk to the person who does that. Share your business card. You will have our Office of Small Business. We do have Robin Rohr, I believe, will have a little table there, the Office of Small Business Programs. She's our representative there at NIWIC Land. You can talk with that person. For the Agility Summit, if you come here and you want to learn more about the Office of Small Business Programs, you can come see me or anybody, any government person here, and we'll get you linked up with the Office of Small Business Program person in your area. Or we'll just get you over to Jimmy Smith. He's the top dog for the Department of Navy, and you can talk with him. Probably not. I'll probably get you to the right person. But that's the kind of collision that you're going to have here, and then also at CDCA, and also at the ANTXs out there at Fort Wayne. Let's see, what else is going on that I can think of? I know down in Texas, if things go well, there's the Capital Factory on the September 28th and 29th or something like that. Capital Factory is hosting the, oh goodness, just left me, the Deaf Enterprise. Dang, see, this is what happens to me when I don't have notes. I'm just extemporaneously speaking about stuff going on. We're gonna have some naval exercises and some people from the Department of Navy, like Bob Smith. Bob Smith, he'll be going there virtually. He'll be dialing in virtually to that event down there. But Bob Smith is the director of the SSTTR program within the Department of Navy. He'll be there. Now, I don't know if Bob Smith's going to be here at the Agility Summit, but if you have interest in SBIR, we all know how to help you with that. And again, SBIRs, I believe we're about, so I know SOCOM, for you small business folks listening out there, Special Operations Command down in Tampa, Florida, they are releasing their broad agency announcement either this week or the first week of October on their SBIR challenges that they're having. So broad agency announcement with what their interests are out there. Take a look at that. We're cut. Oh, I can end it. Sorry. I don't know what those signs mean. I'm not a movie star. All right. That'll be it. We'll see you next week here on the 14th. If we don't see you physically, we'll see you virtually on this LinkedIn Live that we just tested out today. 9:15, September 14th, Tuesday. That's East Coast time. We'll see you here. Thanks a lot for joining us, and have a great, beautiful weekend. And don't forget about the September 11th tragedy that happened 20 years ago. This is our anniversary. Remember those who have fallen, and also those who have fallen just most recently in Afghanistan. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.